at this moment, I realized that nutrition is so important for recovery.
People who are injured, they're so frustrated because they feel like there's nothing they can do. But
Yeah.
actually, there's so much that you can do. You can make your recovery faster and better.
Yeah.
You sort of learned on your own body how nutrition is such a key part of recovery. Welcome back to Nutrion's podcast. Today, we're going to talk about exactly what injured athletes should eat, what to increase, what to cut, and the 3 mistakes that are silently killing your recovery. So, with what we're going to talk about today, you're going to be able to get back on the mats faster and stronger. So let's get started.
Hi guys, my name is Daniel. I am a nutritionist and BJJ black belt with over 50 titles.
And I'm Vanessa, and together with Daniel, we run Nutrion, where we help BJJ athletes get to their optimal performance. And today, our topic is injury recovery. So, Daniel, given that you're a black belt and you were a super active competitor when you were active, right?
Yeah.
What's your experience with injuries and injury recoveries? Do you have a story of that for us?
Yeah, of course. My favorite one happened 7 years ago. I was competing the AJP European Continental in Moscow. And when I was training for this tournament, I was training with a brown belt. And at that time, I was a blue belt, I think. Yes, blue belt. So this guy catch my foot in the foot lock, and I felt my ankle snap. That moment I was devastated because I know the endurance at this time is too close the tournament to recover 100%. So I immediately called my nutritionist and physiotherapist to start the recover as quickly as possible.
How close before the tournament did this happen?
2 months.
Not enough time to slowly recover
Yeah.
a big injury like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not enough time to recover and then train hard
Right.
and then compete.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to be like just finished with recovery and then compete at a high level.
Yeah.
So when you were talking to your physiotherapist and to your nutritionist, what ended up happening?
Yeah, the guys create a plan with physiotherapy sessions and a nutritional plan exactly for my problem and my situation. So at this moment, I realized that nutrition is so important for recover. I never had to thinking about that before. I just put all my coins in the physio, So yeah,
Which is common, right? I think
it's common.
most people, when they get injured, their first thought is physiotherapy, which isn't wrong, of course. It's super important.
Exactly.
But it's only one part of the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
They gave you the nutritional plan. What happened then?
Yes, I recovered very well and I win this tournament.
Nice.
So this is everything worked very well to me.
And that's one of your 50 plus titles you have.
Yeah.
You sort of learned on your own body how nutrition is such a key part of recovery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think today when working with clients, it also happens, right? It happens all the time. I mean, BJJ is definitely an injury-prone sport. We have frequently athletes coming to us that have some kind of injury or they're recovering from some kind of injury.
When this kind of thing happen, the athletes just feel sad. Of course, it's not something nice to happen. Injuries is always
frustrating, right?
Yeah, always frustrating, exactly. So, but what happened is the athletes stop to do everything, training, nutrition, and everything, just drinking food or stay in the sofa, pray for recover. Of course, have a lot of things to do if you are injured. So the work's not stop just because you are injured. So you need to improve it as maximum as possible.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Which I think that's actually a positive thing, right? Because I think often people who are injured, they're so frustrated because they feel like there's nothing they can do. But actually, there's so much that you can do when you're injured.
Exactly.
There's so many ways that you can make your recovery faster and better. And so you can actually be an active participant. You don't just watch your body do its thing. You can actually help your body recover properly.
Yeah. The first thing that I realized all these years working with athletes is when the injury happen, the natural instinct of the athlete is cut the calories decrease as maximum as possible
Right.
for maintain weight or avoid gain fat. This is the first mistake, because when you are injured, your body naturally needs to recover and increase your metabolism to repair this problem, to fix it. Your protein synthesis increase a lot for repair these tissues. Doesn't matter if it's a bone or muscle or whatever.
Right.
You need to eat at the same calories to maintain your weight or increase it.
Actually increasing your calories.
Yeah, depend what kind of injury it is.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes this is necessary.
There's different phases
Yeah.
that you think about in terms of injury recovery. What does that look like?
The first phase is 2 or 3 days after the injury. What happens in this phase is your body, you increase the inflammation levels because the injuries
Right.
just happen. And the natural thing for the athlete thinking about is, I will do everything right now. So you take the best supplements as possible. I will increase my calories and everything about it. So, but this is not a time to do it. It's just time to sit down, relax, take your medications, avoid the junking food because your body have increased the inflammation. What you need to do is rest, keep your protein quantities normal, keep your focus in drinking water, keeping with your normal diet, so normal quantities of calories. There's no time to decrease or increase at this time. And wait for the next phase. Wait for your inflammation level decrease, and then we go to the next phase. The second phase is the immobilized phase. This has happened 3 or 4 days after the injury, after the inflammation, after you take your medications. You need to immobilize it to increase the recovery. At this phase, pay attention and preserve your muscle mass. For example, you need to immobilize your arm. I don't know, probably it's happened with you. So if you need to immobilize your arm after 2-3 weeks, you feel your arm skinny than the other arm.
Yeah. So the reason Daniel is bringing this up, I actually in my teens in a snowboarding accident, I broke my elbow and I had a cast from my pinky all the way up to my shoulder.
Yeah.
So it was actually a struggle putting on most winter coats and everything, right?
Yeah.
And even though my arms are maybe not the
Yeah.
the thickest ones, definitely there was still a difference, right? Because the muscles do deteriorate because you can't use your arm as much.
Yeah. So this is common. So to avoid it, you need to increase the proteins. So right now this is important. Increase the protein levels. Thinking about the smart snacks. So let me explain what is smart snacks. Is you work with functional foods to improve your recovery. Foods with high and antioxidants. So for example, berries, 8% chocolate, for example, 8% in cacao, of course. Some foods like turmeric and acai, for example, have a lot of antioxidants. So this is important to recover your injury because the antioxidants help you recover the tissues. All the tissues could be bones, muscles, whatever.
When you were recovering from your injury, what kind of antioxidant foods were you eating? Were you having like lots of acai bowls, or what did that?
Yeah, I was living in Germany, so don't have acai there. So yeah, I just work with berries, for example. So a lot of
Smoothies.
with berries and cacao. So this has helped me a lot.
Got it.
And chocolate, 8% of cacao.
Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately not the sweet milk chocolate. That's not as helpful.
Yeah, this is a little helpful because, of course, depend what brand you are talking about, because have cacao there, but
yeah, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, it's better than nothing, but it is better if you work with kind of chocolates with higher in the cacao.
Got it. So chocolate can actually help you in your recovery. So that's
Yeah.
I think that's good news for a lot of people.
Yeah. So let's talk about the third phase, is the rehab phase. Most athletes look at the PT. It's not efficient, it's not, so I don't need to lift a lot of weight, so it's too short, blah blah blah. It's not high intensity. But if you need to rehab your injury, this kind of injury will work at the same than your workout.
So it should be as difficult as a regular workout, basically.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
should take it really seriously.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. The rules is actually the same. You need to think about your carbs around this, your PT session. You decrease your quantities of carbs. You increase your quantities of proteins because your body need more protein synthesis and your volume of train is low. You don't need to eat a lot of carbs. The focus will be around the PT session. Increase your quantities of protein, think the carbs around the PT session, and keep working with smart snacks. And it's time to work with supplements, but just the special ones to increase your recovery. The best ones is collagen type 2 with vitamin C, especially 1 hour before the PT. Vitamin D, omega 3, creatine, and glucosamine with chondroitin. This is the best supplements to recover your injury.
All right, and that finishes out the third phase, right? And then after that, basically the athletes, they go back to training. Either they slowly ramp up or they're fully back, but that's sort of the life cycle of the injury recovery. Now, I know you hinted at some mistakes earlier. So what are sort of the key mistakes that athletes make in terms of their nutrition when they're trying to recover from an injury?
So there are three main mistakes. The first one, under eating. The second one, low quantities of protein throughout the day. The third one, eat a lot of fast food. So about the under eating, the athlete don't need to worry about the weight. The most important thing at this moment is recover the injury. You need to eat the calories enough, carbs enough, protein enough, everything to increase your recovery.
Got it. So no under eating. That would be a big mistake.
Yeah. The second one is low quantities of protein. So you just need to keep in mind that when you have injury, you need more protein to repair this injury. So the protein will be the main macronutrient in this situation. So you need to increase it.
People, maybe they think that protein is less important because they're training less, right? Because they're more focused on recovery, but actually their body needs even more protein than they normally would.
Yeah. So the third one is the fast food or eat a lot of fried foods or whatever, but just try to avoid it more in the beginning of the injury. So I don't recommend you eat a lot of junky food in your rehab. Try to avoid it in the beginning of the treatment.
So especially in the beginning when your inflammation levels are still quite high, to really avoid the junk food.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me recap just the quick takeaways that everyone should keep in mind from this episode. So what I learned is, one, you sort of go through the 3 phases in recovery. Different foods are important throughout the recovery, but the main thing is protein is actually quite important for your recovery, and antioxidants can also be very useful. And I think the third one as well is to take the rehab really seriously, treat it like a workout in terms of both what you do during rehab, but also how you eat around rehab. Just the way that you would properly want to fuel for an actual training session.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my key takeaways. Do you have anything you want to add?
I think another important thing to add is avoid alcohol. You will complicate all process of repair your injury. So try to avoid it, or just as little as possible, and increase your results.
Awesome. All right, so that's everything from us today. So if you're injured, keep those things in mind. And we also have a bunch of other episodes out about carb timing, about how to eat for training. Take your rehab seriously. So those videos are still really helpful, even if you're only right, doing your physiotherapy sessions. So you can check that out next. And yeah, that's everything from us today. Hope to see you in the next episode.